Hey LeGrand Alive, this is your weekly news roundup brought to you by Grand Run Hospital and anythingtodigital.com. There were not one, not two, but 3 fires this 4th of July weekend, and none of them were caused by hillbillies with fireworks. The first house, located up by Hot Lakes, was huge, for what firefighters around here call a third alarm fire. It had a house, a trailer, and 3 shops, and all of them burned down completely. It's amazing what a little electrical problem can do to your home. The fire started at 7:15 p.m., and according to Larry Wooldridge, the fire chief for LeGrand Rural, they didn't get done until about 4 a.m. the next morning fighting it. This was all on Monday, by the way. But they weren't done. The second fire started at 7:15 a.m. Tuesday the next morning, just hours after LeGrand Rural Fire Department had put out the other blaze. It was a mobile home. It started on the front porch. The owner woke up to see it burning. She tried to put it out herself, but it didn't work, and by the time she had called 911 and they arrived, it was too late. A corner of her house was burned, her whole house had been engulfed in smoke, and 3 of her 4 pets were dead. 12 firefighters responded to this fire, but no one could determine what started it, and they didn't finish debriefing until 4:15 p.m. But they still weren't done for the day. About 5:15, just after they left the other house, LeGrand Rural got another call for a hay and shed fire. And so, after almost 20 hours of fighting, the department strapped up and headed out and put out that one too. They didn't finish until almost 9 p.m. Tuesday night. That's one heck of a 4th of July celebration, if you ask me. So what's the moral of the story? Well, be careful, for God's sake. According to Wooldridge, most people forget wildland fires aren't the only types of fires out there, especially during spring. House fires are extremely dangerous, and people let their guard down around this time of year. So, turn off your hot plates, unplug your hot plates, and put out your cigarette butts. Fires start quickly and for 1,000 different reasons, and these houses could be yours. And also, if you see a firefighter from LeGrand Rural Fire District, shake their hands and thank them. They gave up their 4th of July night so other people could enjoy yet another year alive of being an American. And speaking of fire, there's now a no smoking ban in all public parks in LeGrand. So you vapors, smokers, tokers, all of you guys do your business outside of public parks. There's even fancy newfangled signs that tell you so. If you're caught smoking by a public servant in a park, e.g. a police officer, they will ask you to leave. So if you're going to smoke, take a walk and do it outside of the state-owned grounds. The LeGrand High School is renovating everything. And I mean everything. Well, not quite everything, but a lot of things. And so when they're done, they're going to have a new gymnasium, a new auditorium, and a new industrial arts building. The gymnasium is currently in progress. The floor is ripped up, the place needs painted, but it is progressing. The theater auditorium is going right along as well. When it's done, they'll have a new thrust stage, new lights and rafters, and even a new seat. And even new seats. Not one seat, multiple seats. And they're going to rip the industrial arts building down completely. And build another one, too. The gym is probably going to be done about August 1st. So keep an eye out for that and the rest of the LHS building. And all you kids, enjoy your new multi-million-dollar school facilities. So, what's going on this week? Well, tonight there's live music at 10 Depot Street. There's an annual egg and pancake breakfast during the Elgin Stampede from 7 to 11 a.m. on Saturday. It's going to be at Hiram Lodge 67, and it's $6 a person, and kids eat free. And a few early peeks of some upcoming things. Next weekend is Crazy Days, a big, massive, fun, and fantastic downtown event going on in LeGrand. So keep that in mind. Also, on the 25th of July, the Liberty Theater in LeGrand will host a workshop about saving historic places in Oregon. So if you're interested in keeping Oregon local and historic, please visit the Liberty website for more information. In sports, the LeGrand All-Stars baseball team beat Hermiston 11-6. Then they beat Milton Freewater 12-2 to win and sweep the district championships. Great job, guys. All up and making us proud. You did great. But the LeGrand Legacy Ford Legends didn't do so hot last week, going 1-3-1 this weekend at the Spokane Coeur d'Alene American Legion Wood Bat Classic. They started off losing 2 games, one to Fort Macleod, Alberta 10-0, and then to Coeur d'Alene's home team 14-6. Then Saturday, they finally won one, winning 8-3 over Aberdeen, Washington. Next, they tied Asotin, Washington 4-all, and finally finished off with another loss against Breckenridge, Washington on Sunday 4-2. The team is now 13-5-1 overall. But let's not stop with losing. Let's make this a good news sandwich. Former EOU student Isaac Updike is one race away from seriously qualifying for the Olympics. Updike runs for Team Run Eugene currently. He has qualified and placed high enough in his last several qualifying races to, along with 13 others, race for the 3 Olympic seats. He will race Friday evening to decide his fate, whether he will, in fact, race in Rio de Janeiro this year for Team USA, or whether he will instead return home to Eugene and watch the races with family and friends. And that's your weekly news roundup. This roundup was brought to you by Grand Run Hospital and anythingtodigital.com. Tune in next week for more local content and another news roundup. I'm Will Bowman.